Today we're in Rome, Italy.
We are here to eat and we can't wait to share with you some of the best food Rome has to offer. If you love to eat, Rome's food scene will be right up your alley. The food culture here revolves around vibrant ingredients cooked simply and hearty flavours. This is our third video from Rome and we're here to hunt down the best local food. Watch out for succulent porchetta from a 5th generation family shop, authentic Roman pizza and incredible pasta from one of Rome's best restaurants. In this 3-part series, we're eating where the locals eat. You don't want to miss this series. Get ready for some mouth-watering food.
I'm Thomas.
And I'm Sheena, and we're chasing a plate.
We hope you're hungry. Let's eat.
We've been eating our way around Rome for the past week and holy moly, the food is just incredible. Now Roman cuisine is known for being very punchy, vibrant, and they love nose to tail eating, and we are so excited to share with you the food culture here. We are starting today in the Jewish Ghetto. This place is really quaint, beautiful cobblestone streets, stunning buildings. We're here to hunt down a ricotta and cherry pie. We've come to this gorgeous park to enjoy our ricotta and cherry tart, and this tart has a really interesting history. So the Jewish Ghetto is a really elegant and atmospheric part of Rome, but it also has a really tragic past. Some quite recent, some which dates back hundreds of years. So the Jewish Ghetto was first established in 1555 by Pope Paul IV, and Jews were segregated into that quarter of the city. And it was a really poor area, and out of that poverty came a lot of really distinct recipes, this being one of them. So one of the papal decrees at the time was that Jews were forbidden to trade in dairy products. And so what were they to do with recipes like this, which had ricotta in them, which is a cheese, obviously a dairy product? What they did was they disguised it in this pie. So they created this crust over the top of the pie in order to hide the ricotta within it. So what you've got is a really thick layer of ricotta in there, and then underneath the ricotta are some wild sour cherries, almost cooked down into a jam, and then you've got quite a thick crust, basically to hide the ricotta. So that tradition has carried on. Now enough talking, let's get eating. Alright. Whoa. That is so good. The ricotta is really pillowy. It just melts in your mouth. And then the crust on the top, it's actually very sweet and crumbly. It's not heavy at all. And then the sour cherries at the bottom, a nice tanginess and a beautiful sweetness. Now they had a whole range of these tarts, or a whole selection of tarts, in the front window of the tiny bakery. That bakery is famous for this tart, and a lot of them had a really burnt top. And that's really common. That's a sign that the pastry is really well cooked. We got away with just a slightly burnished top, and it is absolutely beautiful.
We've travelled a little ways across town for some porchetta next, and this is a roasted pork dish. You'll find it in all the markets here in Rome. It's always sitting right out the front of the stalls, and you can buy it by the slice. It is an incredible looking dish, but we've come to a little hole-in-the-wall restaurant to get ours because this place gets theirs in from the village, which is really famous for this dish. It's just outside of Rome. We couldn't make it to the village, but they've brought the pork to us, so we're getting it from this little hole-in-the-wall joint.
Woohoo!
The thing that hits you when you walk into the tiny little shop is the smell. It is the most beautiful, deep smell of roast pork. So what they do is they take an entire pig, they remove the head, they remove the legs, and they debone the pig. And then they rub the whole thing in a whole lot of rosemary. And roll it basically and then roast it that way. So it's just a huge looking roll, and the one big roll that they have in there is about 20 to 22 kilos. So once you've removed all those bits, it's still a lot of weight in there. And man, it looks good. So this is served room temperature. It's not served hot, and they just have the most perfect amounts on there. So you can see the real meaty bits of the pork. We've got and different sorts of meat as well. There's some darker meat and some nice white meat there. We've got beautiful amounts of fat oil from around the edge, and we've got some beautiful skin or some crackling stuck in there as well, and all interspersed together. So I imagine every mouthful is just going to have a burst of flavor. I want to start at this end with this lovely fat piece, and I'm going to put that little bit of skin onto the end there as well. Oh my god. Wow. All the fat. Oh, that is beautiful. It's just so perfectly put together. I totally got a mouthful there with everything in. So I had some beautiful meat, really soft, a little bit tender. The fat, super juicy, just a burst of juice and a burst of flavor. And then I had some crackling as well. So I got a nice little crunchy bit of that skin. And it's got a real strong taste of that rosemary that it's covered in when they roast it. It is incredible flavor. This is not going to last long. It is the most stunning flavor, and it's just that pork flavor, because this is a porchetta panino style, which is, the porchetta is just the pork and it's a sandwich style. And there is nothing on here. There is no butter, there's no sauces, there's nothing else except the porchetta. So it's all about the pork. Now we come to this shop for a few reasons. In fact, just like the cherry pie, one of the reasons we're here is the amazing history of this place. So this stall has been around since 1890, and working in there right now is the father and son, who are the 5th and 6th generation of ownership for this one store, which just blows my mind. I mean, the history in the food culture here is incredible. And as we touched on earlier, they also get their porchetta right from the source. So there's a village called Arricia, which is just outside of Rome, and that's where this dish is meant to be absolutely the best. But theirs is cooked there and then shipped into the city. So they don't cook it on site. It's made with the pigs from that village and made in that village. And it is incredibly, incredibly good.
We've come to a trattoria to have traditional cucina romana, or Roman cuisine. Now, lunchtime is a pretty set time if you're eating in a restaurant in Rome. Lunch is served from 12:30 to 3 o'clock.
This restaurant is quite far out west from the center of town, so you'll probably notice around us we're not in that historical center of Rome, the Rome that you kind of see on the postcards, the Rome you probably know quite well. Traveling outside the center can find you some incredible food. We ate at this place during our research for this series. It was the most amazing meal, so we had to come back and show you guys just how good this food is.
Starters have arrived. We ordered succuli, these delicious golden fried balls of goodness. Now you might recognize these from our previous video where we did a Rome street food tour, and these are a classic Roman street food. So it's a deep fried rice ball, so let me open it up and show you what it looks like inside. Okay, so it's risotto rice cooked in a ragu with a huge glob of mozzarella in the middle, and look at that cheesy string of goodness. So they're often known as supli al telefono, which refers to the fact that the string of cheese looks a bit like the old-fashioned telephone cord. So delicious. The ragu that it's cooked in is a meat-based sauce with tomato, and it is so tangy. The rice is really well cooked. It's got a little bit of bite still, and that crumb is really crispy. I didn't get a bite with the mozzarella in there, so let's just taste that. Oh, Just a beautiful flavour. It's so oozy. Now, the suppli are not to be confused with arancini. Arancini are from Sicily, and they're a different shape. The suppli is a real classic Roman street food. It's really, really popular here, and this is a really delicious version. This restaurant is really popular with locals. It's a Monday afternoon and the place is packed. So it's run by a husband and wife team. They both left fine dining careers to open up this place that focuses on traditional cucina romana. So we're up to our pasta course. Now if you want to go like the full shebang and order every single course, you absolutely can. So you might go antipasti, then the pasta course, then a meat course or seafood course, and then you might have dessert, and then a digestive, and then coffee. You can fully do that, but you can also just order a starter and a pasta, or just a pasta. There are no set rules. We have got our pasta and it looks amazing. Let me show you what we've ordered. So this is amatriciana, which is a pasta sauce made of tomato. There's pecorino romano and guanciale, which is cured pork cheek. Let me show you a bit that's hiding under there. And it's got a bit of chili in there, some black pepper, and I've got it with bucatini, which is sort of a spaghetti-like pasta, but it's hollow. And then Thomas has got fettuccine carbonara, so heaps and heaps of pecorino romano, guanciale, so the cured pork cheek again, eggs, and black pepper. That's all. It's really simple.
This bowl of carbonara looks so good. So carbonara is a bit different to what you might think. So carbonara is often thought of outside of Italy as a pasta with cream. In Italy, never cream. So the creaminess, what you see in this dish, comes from the cheese, the pecorino romano, and the egg. So they take some grated pecorino romano, some eggs, they crack that into a bowl, they whisk that all together, they take the hot pasta as it comes out of the water, very quickly drain away the water, chuck the pasta in and just mix it all together. So that cooks the egg and that gives the dish the creaminess. And then with this you've got the beautiful guanciale, so the cured pork cheeks as well. So oh wow, the pasta for starters, perfectly cooked, al dente, just so good, so much bite on the teeth. But then that sauce, the cheese is really creamy, it's got a great saltiness, and the guanciales, the pork, another great bit of saltiness, but it's got beautiful layers. So you've got layers of meat and layers of fat. They go together so well, and you'll see the dish is covered in quite a lot of pepper and pepper through it, so you get a great pepperiness as well. It's so nice and creamy with all that egg and cheese all on the pasta. Oh my god. It's heaven. Absolute heaven. So simple. There's not many ingredients at all. It doesn't need anything else. It doesn't need that cream that always gets added outside of Italy. It is super creamy. Oh man, it is an incredible dish.
Let's get a taste of this amatriciana. Alright. It is just sensational. The cheese, pecorino is a hard sheep's milk cheese. It's really punchy. It's just creamy as well. Now that it's melted a bit, it has a really strong flavour. The tomato is really tangy, a little bit acidic. It's got a quite strong hit of chili. And that guanciale, the pork cheek, oh my gosh, the fat just melts in your mouth. And the pasta is just cooked perfectly. I love how it's hollow. So it's sort of got some of the sauce inside the pasta. It's absolutely incredible. Now these two dishes are two of the four main Roman pastas. You'll see these four pastas on every single Roman menu really. We ate cacio e pepe the other day in a previous video, so check that one out. And there's another one which is similar to carbonara just without the eggs. It's called Arricia. They are so simple and just perfect in their flavour.
That is a very, very special place and a super special meal. I mean, we just went with the 2 courses because we've now got to go for some pizza, classic Italian Roman food, but what a place and what a meal. After that incredible pasta, we're back into the, well, closer into the center of town. So we're back in the beautiful historic area, as you can probably tell from all around us, and it's pizza time.
So in Rome, you can either get al taglio, which is pizza by the slice, or tonda, which is round pizza. We're going for tonda, and one of the best places to get a tonda in Rome. It's a really casual looking space, and we're really excited to eat.
We've ordered our pizzas and I'm just up by the oven and the smell is incredible. So there's a massive wood-fired oven. These guys are churning out so many pizzas. They're just shoving them in the oven really quick. They're flying out. So the Roman style pizza is a very thin base which they are loading up with a lot of different ingredients.
Mentioned, Roman pizzas are super thin and super crispy, and these look like perfect specimens. So we ordered 2. This one here is zucchini blossom and mozzarella, and the second one is mushrooms and salsiccia or sausage. And oh my goodness, the smell of the mushrooms is just wafting up. Now this place is really local. It's a really simple pizzeria. The name for it colloquially is the morgue because of the marble tables. And it's just really, really casual but very traditional.
The cooking time on these pizzas is really quick, and you can see just a beautiful little touch on the stone in the wood-fired oven. So let's get right on in. So they come uncut, so you whack into them. I'll just try and cut a bit of a nice big wedge. The amount of cheese on here is incredibly thick. So let's get through that mozzarella. Oh yeah, time for the good stuff.
Well, 4, 3. 3, but still.
Oh. That mozzarella is incredible. Really nice and salty. It's not super stringy like you think when you think of mozzarella. It's just got a nice, almost wetness to it. Oh, and I got some zucchini flour that time, which has a really nice earthy taste, but I want to get some more zucchini flour, so I'm just going to peel this one, chuck it at the front there. So it's the flour that grows off the top of the zucchini.
That's the first time.
Wow. Really simple, and the base is great. It's not too crunchy, it's not too chewy. It's got flavour, so it's got a real tanginess from the dough. It's perfectly put together. That is a really good pizza.
Let's dive into this sausage and mushroom pizza. So the mushroom is really, really thinly sliced, and then the sausage is just clumps of sausage meat just dotted on that pizza. I want to make sure I've got lots on that slice. Okay. The sausage meat has so much flavour. It's really, really soft. Almost just melts in your mouth. It's so good. The mushroom really earthy. I love that it's very thinly sliced. That pizza base is amazing. It's crispy, it's crunchy, but it's got a little bit of chew. The mozzarella is really, really creamy and flavour almost. It's got like a richness, and then that slight smear of tomato sauce on the bottom of the base, a little bit tangy. Good pizza.
I am loving how simple these pizzas are. So I have 2 toppings, Sheena has 3 toppings. One of those is just the tomato sauce, and max it's 3 or 4 toppings at this place. So it's very simple, the flavors are very clean, and we decided to sit inside so we're right by all the action. So we're right by the pizza oven, it's full on watching them cook. They're churning through the pizzas. You can sit outside on the street too if it's summertime like it is now. Incredible pizza, and tomorrow we're heading to Sicily, so make sure you subscribe because there is a ton more videos coming from Italy.
Now enough eating, let's get eating. Now enough talking, let's get eating.